Hello, DDP students. For today's tutorial, we're going to learn all about lofting. Lofting is where you take different work planes that are at different heights. Let's just say the foundation of this bottle would be one, then the center would have another work plane, maybe the bottom of this neck here would have another, and then the top, and then connect it into a single three-dimensional form. It's really neat looking when it happens. So I'm going to teach you in the form of showing you how to make this bottle. You're then going to use those skills to make your own. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to start a new design. And for this one here, when we start our sketch, I'm going to start from the top view like this. We're going to use a particular type of rectangle, which is the center rectangle here. We're going to start at our origin point, and we're going to put it out. The foundation or the base is going to be smaller. So it's going to be, the height is 2.5, and the length is going to be 3. We're going to set that. We're now going to, I guess this would be a good time to click off my constraints, and we'll leave everything else for now. Okay, so we're going to fillet the corners. We're going to do that by selecting two sides. We're going to do 0.25. And once we set one, it's set for the others that we do. So we just have to select the sides we want. Okay, and that's done. So once we do this, we're going to finish our sketch, go to construct, offset plane, choose the shape, and we're going to bring this offset plane up 4.5 inches. So we can just put 4.5 in our field, hit enter to set it, and let's just zoom out a little bit here. We can do that with our mouse. Okay, so we're going to create a sketch on this work plane, and we're now going to do the same thing, but slightly bigger. So we're going to be doing a lot of repetition. First two rectangles, then two circles. So let's go to our center rectangle. We're going to center my drawing. We're gonna go from the origin point again. This one, like as I said, is going to be slightly larger. So the height is going to be 3, and the length is going to be 3.5. Okay, we're going to set that. We're going to fillet these again, but this time it's going to be 0.5, half inch. Okay, we're going to set that. And this is what we have so far. I'm going to click off my constraints. Okay, so it's not so messy. Now we're just going to do the same thing where we're going to finish the sketch, do an offset plane off this one. We're going to raise this 1.5 inches. Hit that, sketch on the work plane. And this time we're going to do a circle that is 1.75. That. We're going to finish the sketch. Offset plane. We're going to bring this up 3.5 inches. And this time, this one is going to be 1.25. 2.5. Okay, we're going to finish the sketch. Now what we're going to do, we have all the things we need to loft except for a profile line. So in order to do this, we're going to be creating a sketch, but we need to first select the work plane that we're going to be sketching off of. So to do this, we go to our origin in our browser, okay? And there's XY, there's XZ, and there's YZ. So you should be seeing these rectangular planes pop up, okay? So the one that we want is the one that is parallel to the length side, the long side, okay? That's standing up, and we're just gonna select that so it's visible. And we're going to hit our create sketch button, and it's automatically gonna go to that view so we can sketch on that view. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to our fit point spline, and we're gonna connect it to the line. Make sure it's on the line. We can examine this more closely after we draw it. But it's still nice to know what you're doing. Okay. So this is where we go in, kind of take a look at it. We want to make sure the dots here are lined up to the line. So we want to move this there over. Let's go way in there. Okay, great. Let's give the same detail to all of these. I think this could be just... And yeah, so you want to get really up in there. Okay, that looks good. So we're going to zoom out. We have that profile. So what we can do now, this is the fun stage. We can use these anchors to change kind of the shape of it. This one here is, I think, the most useful, this anchor line, because you can get it to look to change the body in the most dramatic feature. So if we were making our own body, which you will be, you can use some of these to kind of manipulate the bottle in unique ways. So we're just gonna, for now, just leave it as it is, okay? Let's take a look at what we have. Is everything still connected? It looks good. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to mirror one side to the other. I'm going to do a construction line, all right? Because we do not want it to be part of our form. We're gonna go from the origin up, and you can give it any length whatsoever. So I'm now going to go to my mirror, select the line. Okay, it's going to ask that you select the mirror line. Okay, there we go. We're going to set that. We can then cut out that construction line. And this is where the fun begins. Okay, so we have our profiles and we have our line profiles as well. So we're now going to go to create Loft. I'm going to start from the bottom, top. All right, and there we have it. So we're going to hit OK. We can, now we have this here. Okay, so we can get rid of the sketches, but in the meantime, we need to keep building off of this. So we're going to build a lip to it that is where the cap goes on. So we're going to create a new sketch on the lid, okay? And we're going to do another circle here. This is going to be 1 inch. We're going to set that, finish our sketch. We're now going to extrude this upwards 1/2 inch. Oops. Let's do 0.5. Okay, good. Zoom in there. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to create thread, and we're going to add threading to it. Now there's a whole bunch of threading. There's all of these here. So some are smaller and some are wider, whatever fits your fancy. Okay. So we'll choose one of these. We're now going to hollow out the bottle. So we're going to go to our shell. This would be right here. Okay. And we're going to select the top here. This should go in 0.10. I think that's a good, like this. All right, we're almost done. So at this point, I'm going to go to fit. Okay, going to find my sketches, click off them. All right, and we just have our bottle here. We're at the last stage here. We're going to go to, oh, I forgot to do one last thing. We're going to fillet the bottom. I think we have, okay, yeah, I wanted 0.25. Let me zoom in. Yeah, we'll do just a little bit. I guess it's not allowing me. I'll do 0.20. Okay. All right, cool. So we want to round that out. Everything else is fine. Okay, so we're going to go to our render right here. Let's zoom out a bit. All right. Um, actually, let's go back into design. Missing a few steps here. Let's go to physical appearance. And here is where we can assign the material. So I'm going to do glass here. I chose a colored glass, but I'm going to change it. So I'm going to add that to it. But I'm going to, now that it's in the design, click on it, go to advanced. Okay, and see appearance. Double click on the icon, or just click on here. And this wheel will come up, and I want something in the green category, and this can make it either lighter or darker. I want a dark green. I'm gonna hit OK. And now we have this dark green glass. So this is how you can customize the color. Okay. And I'm gonna hit OK, close. Okay, now I'm ready to go into my render phase. I'm going to now add a decal. Now, the way that you can add a decal is by going to Google Images. You can put whatever beverage you want in logos, and a whole bunch of stuff will come up. You can then drag it to the desktop, most likely, and rename it as something like whatever it is. And then you'll be able to add it. So let's go back to our Fusion. Okay. And we're going to go to our decal button, and it's as simple as insert. I was bad. I didn't label mine, but I know where it is. Okay, let me choose where I want it. This will allow me to orientate it, to move it. Okay, but let's get a front view of it. Oops. And this will allow me to play with the size. And you also have the degree here. So if you want it to be 0.5 in that direction, you could always do that, or you could do negative as well to go in the other direction. Okay, let's just say this looks good. All right, and here we are. Let me get that fit. There we go. And we have our bottle here. Okay. Maybe put a label on two sides. Okay, so for the next assignment, you're going to use similar tactics to design and make a bottle that looks drastically different with a different label, and you can even do a different material like plastic or something like that. So there you have it, and let me know if you have any questions. See you in class.